And now we are live. I'm kidding. I don't know why I say that. We're never ever live. Woo. Well, anyway, welcome to It's Not Common Sense on MMA, and today we are doing the UFC 281 countdown show.
Yeah, boy.
Woo! Okay, well, are we allowed to say countdown show?
Why would you say, I don't know, breakdown? Let's say the breakdown.
Yeah, the UFC 281 breakdown show.
So, UFC 281 is so stacked that Dominic Reyes is on the prelim card. He's not even main eventing. He is the co-main for the prelims, and he's fighting Ryan Superman Spann.
Ooh.
Now, I still can't believe he's on the prelims, but that's the story for something else. So Dominic Reyes, for people who don't know, he's been light heavyweight. He was going on absolute tear until he fought for the belt against
John Jones.
John Jones. In a fight that, first of all, it was John Jones' last fight, but it was a fight that a lot of people said Dominic Reyes won.
Was it John Jones' last fight?
Yeah.
It was his most recent fight.
There was a fight he retired.
Wow.
It was a fight where he gave up the belts and said, I'm done. And everyone thought that Dominic Reyes, a lot of people, thought he won that fight. So he came back, and when he finally came back, he fought for the interim title. I mean, not the interim, so the vacant title.
Against Jan.
And this was Jan in the Polish power mode. The 5-win streak, knocking out everyone. Those body shots, those kicks to Dominic Reyes' liver was just...
I remember him leaving a foot imprint on the side of Jan Blachowicz' body.
It was crazy, man. And then he lost that fight, he got knocked out, and then he came back and he fought the current light heavyweight champ, or Yuri Prochazka. And Yuri just, my gosh.
But just so everybody knows, that was before Yuri was the champion.
Yes.
That was when he was still a contender coming up, and he beat him with a freaking spinning back elbow.
It was the fight that put Yuri in title contention. Exactly. It was the fight that he won, and everyone said, okay, someone give this a title shot. And it was one of the meanest spinning back elbows I've ever seen. Like, the way, we've spoken about this at length, the way Dominic Reyes hit the floor and hit the canvas, the way his neck bounces, it was just, this man was a dead body, just in limbo, just toppling over like a tree. And shame, man, he was out. He was lights out, soul left the body. It was terrifying. But
I don't think we're talking enough about his opponent.
No,
Ryan
we're not.
Superman Spann. So Ryan has had a very interesting UFC career.
Most definitely.
He's a very athletically gifted guy who's been really all-rounded. He's got a sick jiu-jitsu game. Ryan Spann hasn't had a very good string of fights recently either.
No, he hasn't.
He lost that fight to Anthony Smith where he came into that fight really disrespectful to Anthony Smith.
And he got outclassed. Wow.
Anthony Smith beat him quite badly. And
Where's my ass whooping? Where's my ass whooping, huh?
Exactly. It was one of the first times we had ever seen Anthony Smith actually really get emotional in the octagon. That was quite interesting.
You think when you win, you're supposed to be happy and celebrating. When he won, he was just so angry.
Exactly. And prior to that, he beat Misha Serkinov, who's another guy who's kind of on that up and down. He wins and he loses. So Ryan Spann is he's stuck in a position where, and prior to that, he got knocked out by Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
That was a pretty bad KO.
From what I can see, it just shows, at least off his record, that Ryan Spann has trouble with top contenders.
Yeah.
He definitely, and like you said, he's on like a win-lose at the moment. Coming off a win, but it definitely feels like when they put him up against the veterans and the guys who've been here doing this for a while, he just seems to fall short.
So, Sheldon, take us straight into it.
Molly Meatball McCann, best friend of Patty Pimblett, she's on the card. Patty's actually not on the card this time. It's just her. But she's going up against this female fighter named Erin Blanchfield, which weirdly sounds like a South African surname.
Yeah, Erin Blanchfield.
This fight, it's actually quite an interesting fight. So Molly, as most people know, she's the meatball. She's always with Patty. She's a striker. Her last 2 wins have been KOs by spinning elbow. I feel like, the last fight, I don't know, the last fight I thought giving it a spinning elbow was a stretch, but that first spinning elbow, wow, that woman was like I felt like terrified for that woman. That's first spinning elbow. But so a lot of people are on the hype train with Molly Meatball, but the thing is, Erin Blanchfield is definitely not somebody to be sleeping on. Comes from a jiu-jitsu background, a lot of BJJs, done a lot of tournaments, won a lot of tournaments. She was fighting in Invicta FC, and then she's now come to UFC. I think she's about 4 fights in the UFC. I'm not too sure, but she's definitely someone where it's like, okay, Molly, let's see what you can do on the ground. Let's see how you deal with somebody who doesn't fight like you.
But before we get settled into this fight a little bit too much, let's move on to our next fight. Renato Moicano versus Brad Riddell. So this one is a really, really interesting one for Renato Moicano. He's been, early on in his career, he was really seen as a potential top contender. And then he started basically just getting starched and stopped by some of the top dudes.
Have you seen who he's fought? He lost against Brian Ortega, but he's won against Kelvin Cater. He's fought Jose Aldo. He's won against a lot of names that are still there today. And you're like, whoa, okay, this guy's been around.
Exactly.
This is an interesting fight. I think Moicano, at this point in his career, kind of just happy to be there, happy to be fighting. And I think Brad Riddell is a guy who just desperately, with the echelon of people he's fighting with, all his homies, I feel like he's one of those guys who's like, I need to get in there.
Exactly.
I need to be And
Brad Riddell, he's got a 10-3 record. He's at one of the top camps in the world right now. I think he still feels like he can build something up. But Renato Moicano 16-5, and he's taken a lot of damage.
Oh yeah.
From a lot of very big, heavy hitters. But as I say, I think he's looking to not build a championship legacy, but maybe build a UFC legacy, a career legacy within the UFC.